Hey, what's up, YouTube? You already know it's AllCity Live TV, and thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about which version of NBA 2K21 you guys should purchase out there. There's a lot of speculation on which version to purchase, and we're here to provide you some additional details so that you guys can make an informed decision on which version of NBA 2K21 you guys want to purchase out there. We got the Standard Edition and the Mamba Forever Edition. My recommendation is to go with the Mamba Forever Edition, as it would transfer over to your next-gen consoles, and I know a lot of you guys want that. You get a free version of NBA 2K21 for the next-gen consoles, and that's what you guys want. The unfortunate thing about 2K21 for next-gen consoles is your work is not going to transfer over into the next-gen consoles. You're only going to get your VC, so there's going to be a shared VC wallet, and what that means is between the generations. So if you got PS4, between PS4 and PS5, your VC will transfer over, and something along with my team, some information about my team will transfer over as well. Your player progression, your badge progression, who knows how it's going to be for NBA 2K21, but your player and badge progression, from what I understand, is not going to transfer over into the next gen consoles. So if you get this pre-order, and another thing I want to mention, that when you pre-order, you also get 48 hours to download the game before it's actually released. So that way you're not wasting that time when the game is actually out and released. It'll download, and then as soon as the game is already released, you'll be able to go right on and start up your game and play. So that's huge right there when you pre-orders. That's what I always like about pre-ordering, and that's why you guys may want to pre-order as well. But the unfortunate thing is that your player progression is not going to transfer over into the next gen consoles. I do want to mention that we have our Instagram family here as well. If you guys are interested in watching me create these YouTube videos, you can watch me do it on Instagram Live, and as I'm creating the video, you guys can share your feedback. Just in case I give you guys some misinformation, I want to make it more like a community builder, something that we're doing together. I like to approach our YouTube platform from a we and us standpoint, and I want you guys to share in the experience as I'm creating content. So to help do that, we're starting Instagram Live as we create this video, so you can share your thoughts and comments as I'm creating the video, and join us on Instagram Live at AllCity Live TV. I would love to have you guys come out. We got some additional great information which we're gonna get into right now. All right, guys, so I wanted to provide you guys some additional information about NBA 2K21 that I found really interesting off of NBA 2K Intel's Twitter page. So we go to 2K United Kingdom. They released this tweet, and they said the My Player experience will be different for NBA 2K21 on next gen consoles. I don't know exactly what that means when they reference the My Player experience is going to be different. I'm pretty sure they make it different every single year, so we understand that the My Player experience is going to be different. But it says there will be a My Team cross progression and a shared VC wallet within the console family. So from PS4 to PS5, your VC will transfer over. Same thing for Xbox, it'll transfer over to the next gen console. So I thought that was fairly interesting, and I want to continue on NBA 2K Intel because they really dropped some good stuff about 2K21. It says if you buy the Mamba Forever Edition on Xbox One, you will get 100k VC for current gen consoles, and then a bonus 100k VC when you first fire up your next gen version. So it referenced Xbox. It didn't say anything about PlayStation. I'm pretty sure it's gonna transfer over on PlayStation as well, if that's the case. Now, the hard part is really believing whether or not 2K will honor their word. If they honor their word, that'd be a great thing. But from my experience playing 2K, they barely get it right when you pre-order the game on a regular account, like on your current gen console. So I purchased, I think it was like 2K18, where I pre-ordered, and I didn't necessarily get my VC. They gave me everything else, but they didn't give me the VC. I think you got like 5,000 VC, and I didn't get that 5,000. You think I'm gonna contact 2K support and wait 2 months to get my VC? That's not going down. I grind the VC in a day and you make up for it. But 100K VC is something so different, because you could create a whole new player with an additional 200k VC. You're talking about 200k VC for purchasing the Mamba Forever edition. So that's the one that I intend to get, and I hope you guys intend to get that as well if you're going to the next gen consoles. Something else I found interesting on NBA 2K Intel's Twitter page was that it says here important information about how the PS4 and Xbox, PS5, and XSX versions are connected at NBA 2K21. Although the new generation version is being created from scratch, 2K has developed two initiatives, and that's cross progression in My Team and a shared VC wallet. Now, what I found most interesting was that it says the new generation version is created from scratch. Now, what does that mean for us? Do we get a different game? Is it going to be different for PS5 that it is on PS4? Are we getting a whole new world for PS5? As we should. We should get a whole new game. I think PS4 players should experience what NBA 2K21 is all about. But PS5, the thing about PS5 and the games is that there's a lot more room to create more content. And this is why I think they started from scratch, but I want to make sure that it's not a copy and paste. And I know a lot of you guys are curious about that as well. And don't forget, we have our Instagram family here with us, and I want to kind of reach out to our Instagram family and see what they got to say about NBA 2K21 being created from scratch. What is it going to look like? What do we got to expect for NBA 2K21? So the Instagram family, please let us know what you guys think. Leave your comments. Tell us what you want to know about NBA 2K21. All right, so Almighty Bando, someone who's been with us for a long time, says, do you think the prices for microtransactions will be cut down, being that there's been an increase in the price for the overall game? And from my perspective, I highly doubt that they will cut microtransactions. They've been desensitizing us to purchase high or pay more for these games, and the next gen console, for the games to be released at a higher price, just comes with the territory. I knew that this was going to happen. When you start seeing in the previous generations, well, in this current gen, the current gen consoles, I should say, when I started seeing like Legend Editions for $99.99, I knew they were just desensitizing us to pay that much for the standard game come the next gen console. So I imagine the prices are going to go even higher for next gen consoles, and the microtransactions are still going to be just as aggressive unless the players, we do something about it by limiting our amount of microtransactions. All right, so Rain Dynasty, another long-standing member here at AllCity Live TV, she's in our live stream on Instagram right now, asks, how much of 2K20 do you think is going to be in NBA 2K21? Like, is it going to be NBA 2K20.5, or are we really getting what NBA 2K says, a new version being created from scratch? And I highly doubt, from my experience, my the last time that I really enjoyed 2K was maybe 2K16. Then it started becoming just a rinse and repeat type of version of the game each year. Even if the environment looks slightly different, it was still a copy and paste. I think NBA 2K20 was somewhat of a copy and paste, but they really try to make some adjustments to shooting and badge progression and things of this nature. So we did see a huge jump in mechanics, but the fundamentals, I think that's where 2K needs to base their focus on. The fundamentals. When they say creating from scratch, I think they really need to focus on the fundamentals. They have the core there already because 2K16 already happened. So the fundamentals are there. Now we just need to kind of evolve and build off of those fundamentals. So it's whether or not 2K21 is going to be a lot like 2K20, that remains to be seen. In my opinion, I think it's going to lean more towards copy and paste than us actually getting a game that's being created from scratch. But I'll keep my fingers crossed and remain optimistic for a good and enjoyable experience with NBA 2K21. Alright, so we got a comment from Moy on our live stream. He says, how much can we believe from 2K considering the lies from last year? Now, we all know 2K20 was rated like the worst NBA 2K release in history. Metacritic rated it lower than NBA 2K 2018. And not to mention the lies that Ronnie was caught up in when he said, Cap God out there said, hey, listen, you're going to get a new park. And when the parks were leaked earlier in the years, Ronnie was on top of it saying that was not the actual park, and it turned out we ended up getting the same copy and paste park as 2K19. And not to mention Ronnie mentioning we were going to get an opportunity to respec our players, and that never happened. In fact, they like forced us. It was like the microtransactions were so aggressive, and the sliders moving around felt like you were forced to create new players this year, and they had said you were gonna be able to respec your players. Instead, I felt forced to constantly make new players, because as my player progressed, as I got my attributes up and my badges up, I felt like my players' abilities just slowly got worse and worse. So that was my experience there, and we just don't know. It all remains to be seen. Ronnie doesn't seem too involved with gameplay mechanics and in-game creativity. So we'll see what happens, man. Hopefully Ronnie stays out of it. Hopefully this year Ronnie could just keep his mouth shut and let us enjoy the game. Let us see what we get and let us enjoy the game. That's my hope. I'll keep my fingers crossed though. Travion says on our live stream on Instagram, will Legends have better incentives? This year, I want to say I reached Legend. As you guys know, I have reached the ultimate achievement on NBA 2K21 and hit Legend. Shout out to our community for being just hugely supporting us. They just really gave us the ultimate support and motivation to grind to our Legend, and we hit Legend. And I gotta say, the incentives did not reach my expectations. I thought that my player was gonna just change dramatically with the additional badges, and I think for some of you guys out there that are Legends, you have seen a great change in your player, and you could take full advantage of the badges that you acquired for hitting Legend. But my experience, my own personal experience, and I like to consider myself a casual / competitive player, I did not necessarily take full advantage. I don't see the benefits. I don't get the full benefits of the additional badges. My player still misses open shots, and like I mentioned to you guys in a previous video, that it seems like 2K is remixing those sliders, and with that remix, it means that my player is going to be missing open shots and just open layups. And this has been since I hit Legend, and it's quite embarrassing when you're out there blinking and everybody knows you're a Legend and you miss a wide open shot or miss a wide open layup, and you know that you're just at the mercy of 2K and this is completely out of your hands. I want to say that this has something, I feel like it has something to do with, the new people that are going to be coming on to 2K. Like I mentioned in a previous video, I think when the player base increases with a lot of noobs out there, 2K is going to remix those sliders to make sure that they have an enjoyable experience when they bring their new players out to the park. They want to make sure that they feel like they're able to compete, so they're more inclined to purchase the next version or even the next gen console. B1's on Instagram. He's on our Instagram live right now. He says, what would you like to see change the most for next gen in NBA 2K21? I want to say, if they take it back to basics, I don't need graphics. I don't need enhanced graphics. I don't think any player really wants enhanced graphics. There are a ton of my career type of players out there that may want an enhanced graphic type of game, but I'm more so focused on in-game mechanics, the fundamentals, the core of the game. Make that right. Don't allow a player with high finishing abilities to miss a wide open layup, and the same goes for a player with a high amount of shooting attributes or shooting ability. They shouldn't miss wide open shots, and I think 2K lost their way on what basketball actually means. They want to encourage team gameplay, but when you strategize as a team to create an open shot, and all that it takes to create an open shot, then that shot should get a bonus. You should get a boost for creating the opportunity in the first place, and I think that's where 2K lost its way. A person out there could put on steady shooter, which shouldn't shouldn't have even been in the game, they'll go put on steady shooter and hit 100% contested shot. And that should not be the case. That is not basketball, and no way should they have ever added something like the steady shooter badge to allow someone to just make or render the defense completely useless because they have a badge on. So I think 2K lost their way, and I think they just need to get back to the fundamentals, bring it back to the basics, and recreate the game from the 2K16 aspect. I don't know if you guys remember, but in 2K16, it was more like it served your best interest to lay the rock up. Like, if you're running to the rock and you get put in a dunk animation, the defense has a better opportunity to block you. But if you went up for a layup, like most smart players would do, they know in the NBA, if you go up for a dunk, it's more of an opportunity for people to block you. It's because you're holding the ball a little longer as opposed to going up for a layup where you could kind of get to the rack quick and lay the rock up. You're letting go of the ball a lot sooner. And that's where, again, 2K is just losing their way. And we kind of need to regress them back to what we found so successful and so enjoyable in NBA 2K16. All right, guys, so those are my thoughts on 2K21. I hope this helps you all make an informed decision on which version you guys should purchase and how to approach NBA 2K21. If you guys are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, as we're going to have a ton of not only NBA 2K20, but we're also going to have a ton of NBA 2K21 content. I'll catch you guys on the next video.